I will answer your questions as skillfully as possible if it points into that direction. All right, so I just want to make that clear. I remember the youngster in school. There was a friend of mine, he was asked to say something about money. And he said, money is a noun big and round, and it rolls away. And that sticks with me because it just always seems to be rolling away. But we have to find some way to capture it, and we have to find some way to allow it to work for us. All right. But to the definition of what it means to build a financially stable family, certainly it is the ability of the family to meet its financial obligations in a timely manner. And you would want to do that without upsetting the apple cart, so to speak. That is without experiencing financial distress or failure. So it's very important that we understand what we are talking about, is to meet your financial obligations. Some of those obligations are going to be short-term, some might be medium-term, some might be recurring every month you have them, or some might be annual, every year you have them, and some might be even longer than that. But just to concrete the understanding that you should be able to, as a family, be able to meet your obligations as they occur without any stress or without any pressure. And we are going to be now delving into the ingredients of how to organize ourselves so that we can mitigate that kind of unfortunate situation. So in my own mind, I think that we have to look at communication as a first step. Then, of course, I'm certainly, you would expect that I'll speak to budgeting. I mean, everybody knows about budgeting and you have been here it all your life and so on, but I want to put a little different spin to it in terms of how you're going to organize yourself. And there's another ingredient, build your network, which is important, building your net worth. So I'll get into that too as well. And you will see that building your network is an important aspect of having a stable family life. It means that you're going to have something that you can fall back on in those rocky times. And the rocky times will come. I mean, we are now experiencing a pandemic, COVID-19. More recently, you'd have heard about the volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Can you imagine down there how it has disrupted so many lives, disrupted so many families? You know, they have to leave where they live. They have to go to other parts of the island. Some have to leave the island. So it's a disruption. And if you don't have a strong financial base, some people might be starting back from ground zero again, you know? So it's important. So it's not only meeting your everyday expenses, but you have to be setting aside something to have a stable base, just in case you come upon very stressful situations, such as a pandemic, or indeed any natural disaster. It could have been an hurricane too as well. And in our own experience, we have had those people houses wash away, etc., etc. So you really have to ensure that you have a good net worth. You know, if you work in a company, they will call that the capital base of the company. Pretty much the same thing, right? So you have to have a good capital base or net worth to deal with these kind of economic shocks. All right, so let us get into the whole matter of communication. It's not communicating once, it's communicating on and as often as is required. You know, when I got married at 26, I was in love. Well, just I was in love, and you know, you're getting married and you have a family and you're working, but then and you know, a little budget thing, yes, but you weren't thinking medium long term, and the whole idea of now sitting down, you know, as a family, or when you're about to start your family, you know, with your spouse or your wife, and say, look, where are we going in this marriage? What are we trying to achieve? And how are we going to achieve it? And so that speaks to identifying your goals. So you're going to have short-term goals, you're going to have medium-term, and you're going to have long-term goals, you know? And those short-term ones certainly will have to deal with, as a young family, You're going to have to feed yourself. You're going to have transportation to go to work. You're going to have to deal with your health issues. So those are some of the short-term things that would be in front of you that you would pay attention